of our nation that don't want to hearken to this correction and get in line, right? You can bring this out, all right?
Come. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17.
Come.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman into the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me.
And give them warning from me, right? And whenever we were in our power, our borders had walls, and on the walls were watchmen, like it says in Ezekiel 3 and 6, right? There were watchmen that would look for any encroaching or impending danger. And what would they do? They would sound a trumpet. They would ring an alarm so people would know that they need to get their shit together, right? You could bring this up one time out.
Come. Ezekiel chapter 3.
You put your foot on that?
You got 17. Ezekiel 3 and 17. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman into the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. Give them warning from me, right? There's race wars coming to America, famine, diseases, right? Like it says in 2nd Ezra 16, right? All of the plagues that were in Egypt will be unleashed on Egypt again, right? Go ahead, Verse 18. Bring 17 up one time. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman into the house of Israel. That's right. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. That's what we're doing. We're warning the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who comprise of the house of Israel that guess what? There are hard times coming, right? Evil days are ahead, right? And the best way to preserve yourself is to hearken to these laws, statutes, and commandments, so the Most High can accept your sacrifice, right? You can bring this out of Amos, man.
It's Amos chapter 3. Oh, not 3, 6. Okay. It's Amos chapter 3, verse 6.
Come.
Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be selected, and the people not be afraid?
That's right. Look back to the watchman on the wall, right? We're blowing that trumpet, right? And in ancient times, when people blew the trumpet, right? When the watchman would blow the trumpet, the people's backs would straighten up because they understood that, guess what? There's danger ahead, right? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? All right? Oh, you go to there,
Verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right. He reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophets. Okay. What are the secrets, right? The prophecies. What's going to happen in the future to say before, right? Because those are the secrets that the Most High has bestowed upon his elect, right? His hopeful elect, right? To know what's going to happen in the future. To know who these nations are in the scriptures, right? To know who is the white man, right? Those are secrets that were in the earth for the longest. A lot of our people are still walking around in their sleep, naive to the fact that they belong to a nation, naive to the fact that they have a God, naive to the fact that these other nations are in the Bible, right? Their biblical forefathers, their progenitors, right, are in the Bible to give them understanding on what? Who we are, how we got here, right? Those are heavy secrets because 2/3 of our people are still walking around calling themselves black, calling themselves African Americans, right? Right? Like it says in Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? Our people are ignorant, right? Because when you have ignorance, you're a nigger. According to Webster's dictionary, you know, the Bible we understand in Acts 13, nigger was referring to dark skin, right? But just like the rainbow, just like anything in its inception that's righteous, Esau takes it and he perverts it. Right. And now, like it says in Isaiah 29 and 16, they're turning the things upside down, are esteemed as the potter's clay. So now you have a man saying that he's a woman in the earth, right? Because the so-called white man, Esau, Edom in the Bible, he's lawless, right? Anything that has to do with laws, he's contrary to it. That's right. His motto is do as thou wilt, right? Be you, what does it say? do as I will. The scripture told us, be ye gods, but the catalyst that ignites our power is Yahweh Shah, while Yahweh, right? Not on our own 2 feet. We're nothing. We're worms, right? Our righteousness is filthy rags will be consumed overnight if it wasn't for the Most High and His Son that dwells within us, right? As it's written, he that dwells within you is greater than he that dwells within the world.
That's right.
But Jake is walking around here thinking that he's literally God, right? That he can save himself. That it's up to him to give himself understanding. So who do they pray to? Right? And most Jake that said it gods, they'll call a black woman a God. Destroy for lack of knowledge. Yeah, so that's exactly the condition that our people are in. They're walking in their slumber, right?
It's Amos chapter 9, verse 8.
Come.
Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
That's right, so he's always going to preserve a remnant. He's not going to utterly destroy the house of Jacob, right?
Verse 10.
And that's salvation, right? Acts 5 and 30, right? Lets you know who salvation was for. Luke 168 lets you know who salvation was for, right? Whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved, ye men of Israel, like it says in Acts 2 and 21, right? Go ahead, huh?
Verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
That's right. The brother just read all the sinners of my people. Oh, come, bring it up.
It's Sirach, I skipped the verse. It's Amos chapter 9, verse 9.
Come.
For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
That's right. So wherever the Israelites are scattered, the elect that are preserved to be pulled out of this destruction, the scripture said in Amos 99 that the Most High is going to do a 100% abduction of all of the scattered Israelites that are meant to be restored, that are meant to be saved. And it says, shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. And that just goes right back into the parable we went into the last time we spoke to camp about the parable about the one sheep that leaves. Out here leaves the 99, right? Just like the grain. It's not going to be one grain that falls on the earth. Because it's written, what is it, Isaiah 40 and 15? It said the nations are like a drop that falls from a bucket. You know what I mean? But that lets you know how important and precious the elect are. Because just imagine that drop come off from that bucket and you dive and you catch it. You know what I mean? Not allowing it to hit the ground. Right? That's how the Most High is going to deal with his elect in these last days. You got some more of that, bro?
Verse 10.
Come.
All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
All the sinners of my people shall experience death by pain. Right? Those that don't want to get with these law, statutes, and commandments. You don't want to be obedient. You just want to be entertained. You want to look at this like this, the white man's book, when this is your historical records, right? Your law book, it says you're going to perish, right? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. And we know whose gift is the sword in the scripture, right? By thy sword, that's how Esau rules, right? Not only by the ancient sword, but he even has biological weapons, smallpox. How did he get rid of the Native American Indians, right? He didn't come yielding the sword. He came with syphilis and gonorrhea and smallpox. And guess what? He annihilated them to the point where today they're almost unrepresented in the earth outside of reservations, right? And that just lets you know that they're the Lord's people. Because any other people would have been totally destroyed and decimated, right? Oh, you can bring this out, huh?
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
This is scripture saying, who shall rise up for me against the evildoers, right? When you look at news You hear about pedophile rings, right? You hear about murderers going on. You see brothers got an evil eye towards their brothers. Our women, they don't dress in modest apparel and they're whores, right? The nations, they take advantage of us. They oppress us. They murder us, right? They've enslaved our forefathers and our foremothers, and they haven't made an account of our labors or even discussed the idea of giving us reparation or restitution, right? They speak wickedly concerning the condition that we're in. They blame us for just being brute, beast, and shiftless niggas, right? Leaving out the whole cause of us being in this predicament, right? To the point now that a lot of our people, what do? They want to come down with judgment on each other, and the white man gets a pass, right? Earlier in the week, you have R. Kelly finally being sentenced, as he should be, right? Because if he's not obeying the law of this land, right, the scriptures tell us that we are, as Israelites, to obey the laws of the kings that are in power, because the kings are set up by the Most High. It says that in Romans 12. Come, bring this out in Romans 12 real quick, right? So any laws that Esau has on the books, as Israelites in captivity, we are supposed to abide by them, right? If Esau makes it legal for you to go ram another man up his rectum, you don't have to go along with all of the wicked statutes that Esau puts before our people so they can continue in that inordinate and wicked lifestyle, right? But if Esau says that, guess what? This is the age of consent, you have to agree with that, right? We are not back in the East, right? And the scriptures tell you that all of the powers that are set up are ordained of the Most High. The brother's about to bring this out. It's either Romans 12 or 13. Yeah, 13. Sirach 13. You have to start with that.
This Romans chapter 13, verse 1.
Huh.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh.
Powers that be are ordained of Yahweh, right? It was prophesied for us to go into captivity. And guess what? We would be put into complete subject by a nation that are not even a people, pursuant to Deuteronomy 32 and 21, right? We provoked the Most High to jealousy, so he provoked us to jealousy. But even though this is the basis of man that's ruling right now, Job 9 and 24 lets you know that the earth is being given into the hand of the wicked. You look at all of these monetary systems, you look at the money, you look at who's passing the policies, it's chiefly those people that call themselves Jewish, right? That are written of in Revelations 2 and 9 and 3 and 9. That call themselves Jews, they're not, but are rather the synagogue of Satan. Those are the international banking families that even have the Joe Six-Pack Edomites slated for annihilation, right? Because the average cracker, guess what? The elite, they don't even have any type of bond or any type of affinity towards these other tribes, right? So that's who's controlling the policies around the earth, right? That's who's polluted the minds of the people. That's who stands to gain from two wars going on, right? All wars are bankers' wars. And the people that are the bankers, the elite banking families, guess what? They also the people that run pornography, run sports, entertainment, literature. Those are also the people that call themselves Jews, right? And now, in these last days, the real Jews, the people that fit the curses, because they're on us as a sign and a symbol, right? So we'll know who we are in the earth, right? You even have the Jewish people grossly exaggerating the Holocaust, just so that they can fit into those curses, which they still don't. Like it's written in Baruch, of all the nations, have nothing been done unto the children of Israel, right? They're talking about the Holocaust, right? All Holocaust, right? The sub-Saharan slave trade, where the Arabs and the Africans sold us within the interior of Africa. Until who? Those Jewish people, those Amalekites, right? They got involved, right? And then they put us through another series of trade during the transatlantic slave trade, right? So how have all these other nations got powerful and rich in the earth? Off the back of our people, right? Because we went a-whoring after the other gods. We wanted to be involved in illicit spiritual idolatry, and the Most High has brought us low. But guess what? We are on the rise.
what the rest of the tribes say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like prophecy, it doesn't fit. You know, and that's how you know just off the back. I mean, something's not right. I mean, Most High's not gonna offer confusion. So I mean, saying that you're a Jew, but there's no peace going on.
And that was the author's name is Arthur Cohosel. He wrote a book called The 13th Tribe. Because it's like you're saying, if you ask any of these people who were in modern day Jewry, that the Zondervan Bible Dictionary calls the future seat of great judgment. That's modern day Jewry, right? The people that call themselves Jews. But to add to your point, Arthur Cohosel, he was a Jew that did his research, extensive research, and his conclusion was, if they are the Jews, it has to be a 13th tribe. He said, in the book it's called the 13th tribe. You know what I mean? By Arthur Cohosel. You know, and that's an example of their tongues falling upon themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of the information that we have become privy to is thanks to Edomite, right? Which could be in the spirit confusion of basis, you know? But that just shows how the Most High works. You know, we didn't have to tussle, right? All we had to do was have faith and be diligent. And the Most High, guess what? He raised his men up from that sleep, dead state we were in, just niggas in America waiting to be destroyed, doing Esau's bidding. And now, guess what? We are new creatures. Our families don't even know how to deal with us. You know what I mean? Our closest friends. Guess what? We've grown apart. Why? Because we chose the way of righteousness. We chose the way of obedience. When they're in this world going to establish their own righteousness, right?
It's Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers and the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
That's right. It said that we'll rehearse the righteous acts. Right?
And that place of drawing waters is here in America.
That's right. That's where we had to serve our captivity. Let me get this sign real quick. Right? You know, like the brother was edifying on, the place of drawing waters, right, is Babylon, right? You can keep going, it's going to get on it.
It says, Sirach, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
And that's what we're doing right now, back to 10:34, 12:51. Hit the highways and byways as commanded, right? We know that we're not in the kingdom, but guess what? We can still follow those laws. We can't keep them perfectly, but we can rehearse those righteous acts, right? Because whenever there's a big show or there's a big event, you have to have rehearsals. So that when that wedding happens, you're already gonna have all of your moves together. You're gonna be prepared. You're gonna have on your garments, right? That's what we're doing. We're rehearsing. Every time we're coming out, we get stains off of our garments, and we're trying to make it clean so that we're ready to be wed with our bride, right?
It says, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
That's right, and as it's saying in Galatians 4:26, Jerusalem is the mother of us all. Our habitation is in the east. Go ahead,
Then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua go down to the gates. It says, awake, awake, Deborah, awake.
Okay, that was it right there. But in the place of drawing water, did it say anything about this?
It just said about from delivered from the noise of the archers. You know.
Okay, come.
We know what those archers are.
Yeah, come. You can edify on that. You know what I'm saying?
The archers, being those who gonna bend the boat, those who gonna send the boat, those who possess nuclear capability. All right, because it's only one way to get saved from the place of drawing waters, and it starts with rehearsing the righteous acts, like the brother was saying, so you can prepare yourself to be remarried unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, and that's how you're gonna be able to get delivered from the noise of the archers. All right,
hey, that's right. You know, and like it says in Revelation, those arrows will be shot from one end of the earth to another. So this is not talking about a bow and arrow. This is talking about thermonuclear ICBM missiles, right? Because that's how Babylon is going to be destroyed, right? Get Malachi 4 real quick, right? Because the scripture said next time it's going to be fire, not water, right? Yahweh, he visited this place. Yahweh, he visited this place before with the great flood. And only 8 souls made it out of that flood, right? Come, bring it out.
It's Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Right. Like it said in Revelation 7, 18 and 2. Like, come out of her, my people. This is us being delivered into the chambers of those that the world equally calls the foes, right? Avoiding and being saved out of that damnation and that thermonuclear destruction, right? So that's gone. Beautiful. And that's beautiful. I never considered that. The brother said those are wedding chambers as well, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You know, we're going to be transformed. We're going to be received in that new body. You know what I mean? And incorruptible bodies. You know, our flesh now wouldn't be able to go too deep in the water, too high up into the atmosphere. So, you know what I'm saying? Like it says, corruptible, we won't be able to inherit incorruptible. So this flesh, like I said, this flesh is temporary, right? The essence of who we truly are is within us, our spirit, right? So that's what's going to choose into those spiritual vehicles, right? And we're going to be made new. And we're going to look down on that sea of fire, right? That represents what? America being destroyed. You can bring this out.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4.
Come.
For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
The day will come. The day shall come. This is the prophecy. They shall burn as an oven. And we're not talking about a conventional oven where the highest temperature goes up to about, what, 500 degrees, right? We're talking about, I think they said an atom bomb. There's a certain type of heat, and it goes up. I don't have it committed to my memory now, but this is the type of heat that can vaporize.
They can get up that thermonuclear destruction, the heat up can get up to tens of millions of degrees.
Tens of millions of degrees. And what really destroys people, you always see that image of a bomb hitting in that wind. They call that a destroying wind, that nuclear wind. That's what takes a lot of people out, because the after effects of what, like in Chernobyl, the radiation and so on and so forth. But initially, that first impact, like it has, their eyes are going to consume away in their holes, and their tongues are going to consume away in their mouths. That's the type of heat that we're dealing with. And Esau, through his cinema, through his witchcraft, he's been able to give us a visualization, or he's been able to illustrate it on film just to give us a glimpse. But we really don't have the understanding of the destruction that's coming, because Yahweh's spirit is going to be in those missiles, right? So it's
a consuming fire.
It's a consuming fire. You see what I'm saying? So that's exactly what's in store for the inhabitants of Babylon, especially these heathens and the 2/3 of our people. You got something?
100 million degrees Celsius.
100 million degrees Celsius. That thermonuclear heat.
Yeah.
I mean,
ain't no pool gonna save you.
Like you know, if you burn the tip of your finger on a stove,
That's hell.
That's hell for like 4, 5, 6 hours. You throw off your whole day. You walk around with your hand in a cup of ice, and that's just the tip of your finger, first degree burn. Because you know it gets more intense, second degree, third degree. Because third degree, you can't even feel that. You know what I'm saying? But this is 100 million. Like, this is what the Most High has in store for the wicked of his people, right? And these are things that should push a lot of our people to be fearful, right? The reason why a lot of people are sluggards, because they don't have fear. The reason why a lot of people are disobedient, because guess what? The church, the Christian church, push slackness, right? Get Sirach 15 and 20. They push that the laws are done away with, right? Getting on right? So what are the people going to do when their pastor, the person that's supposed to be looking out for their soul, right, keeping them in line with thus says the Lord, he's telling them that the law is done away with, right? Us not following the laws has us in this predicament. But they go to you, like I said, they will pick teachers according to their own heart, right? We're going to get that. But you can bring this out.
Come. This is Sirach, chapter 15, verse 20.
Come.
He hath commanded no man to do wickedly.
It said that the Most High, he's commanded no man to do wicked. What is wicked, right? Contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments of the scriptures. Anything outside of that is wicked, antichrist, evil. Go ahead.
Neither had he given any man license to sin.
But see, these preachers, they've been given license to sin by who? The federal government and they 501c3 charter. The God of Israel. Oh, that's 1 Corinthians 4:3. You know, you can get that if you want to. 2 Corinthians 4:3. The God of Israel has blinded them. And he's given them liberty to do as they please. He's created different philosophies and doctrines behind this lewd, inordinate, hard-headed behavior, right? He might call it Egyptology, right? What's another philosophy? He might just call it Christianity, right? Because Judaism, right? Islam, you know what I mean? Women's liberation, feminism, right? These are all wayward doctrines with the Greeks. When you go to these colleges, a lot of people call themselves black Greeks. And they're walking around with the philosophy and the doctrine of devils, right? Because their God is giving them liberty to do so, right? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as the brother Kumar just read, he is not giving his people, right, who are the black Latinos and Native Americans so-called, license to sin, which is transgression of the law. But we're going to get that in a second. You can bring this out.
This 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, and whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Right. Who's the God of this world? I wish my arms were long enough just to get that picture of the damn devil, right? Cesare Borgia, right? Because that's who the God of this world is. So-called Esau Edom, right? This is why our people who talk shit about R. Kelly doing the same shit that Robert Catholic preached. Oh my God. In the Vatican, the Pope just said, anyone who's calling out this institutionalized pedophilia that's going on, he said that y'all are related to the devil, right? That's what the Pope said. Anybody who's criticizing them for this institutionalized pedophilia that's been going on since its inception, because the white man, come on now, the Greeks and the Romans, was the start of this. I mean, the scripture says he's estranged from the womb in Psalms 58:3, right? He's totally cut off from being upright and righteous, right? That's why the Most High prescribed for him to be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, right? Esau, even though he cried and he wanted to repent, repentance is not for him, right? And that's in Hebrews 12:16, how Esau, he pleaded, right? And guess what? Salvation, no repentance was given to Esau, right? No redeeming values. That's why his judgment is written in Obadiah 1:18, right? After he served his judgment, it's just like people when they go to Esau's jail. They might sit in there for 2, 3, 4 years. That's their sentence until they get called to the electric chair, right? And then all the lights in the jail dim for like 5 seconds, right? So Esau, guess what? Like it said in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, right? Esau is the future scene of great judgment, right? That's what this scripture is about, judgment. Bring this out in Psalm 37:3. I mean Psalm 37:30. Yeah, you can bring this out. Psalm 5:5. Yeah, come. Because the Lord hasn't given his people a license to sin. We are still under the law. We are still being judged by the law, right? How are we going to judge other nations? You can bring this out.
Come. This is the book of Psalm chapter 5, verse 5.
Come.
The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
This Psalm chapter 37, verse 30.
Come.
the mouth of the righteous speak of wisdom.
Right.
Start reading it. This Psalms chapter 37, verse 30. The mouth of the righteous speak of wisdom. And his tongue talketh of judgment.
And his tongue talketh of judgment, right? Because that's what's inside of this Bible, right? That's how we're being judged, right? Under the law, because the laws are not done away with. Now get down Deuteronomy 4 and 5 out, right? And here
This Psalms chapter 37, verse 30.
come.
The mouth of the righteous speak of wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment.
Come. And that's what we're doing. The righteous, we speak in wisdom, right? All true wisdom is found within these scriptures, right? When we come out with these laws on how our people should eat in Leviticus 11, that's wisdom, right? We put a difference between the clean and the unclean. That's wisdom. We're letting our people know where they're going off according to the scripture. That's wisdom, right? We're letting our people know how to apply this knowledge in their captivity, right? In our mouth, the mouth of the wise, the righteous, speaks judgment, right? As is written, the wicked knoweth not judgment, right? Whenever judgment goes on in the earth, guess what? They don't lay it to heart. Guess what? The Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the author of whatever happens, good or bad, like it's written in 1 Samuel 2 and 6, right? Because guess what? They're wicked, right? Because whenever judgment goes on in the earth, guess what? The righteous, we get excited because we know that the Most High is moving, right? We know that, guess what? Because sentence against an evil work isn't executed speedily, that the Most High, he's not about equating all these wicked people, right? He's long-suffering. Look at us. If he wasn't long-suffering and merciful with us, we would still be out in the world. That's right. So even those of our nation that are in the midst of their wickedness and their sins, if you're hearing this, guess what? That means that the Most High is giving you that wrath, right? Bring it up.
It's, just to back up what the brother's saying,
Come.
all right, because the Most High, he might not get your ass right then and there, or he might not even get you in the same lifetime, okay? This Exodus chapter 34, verse 7, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, until the third and the fourth generation.
That was Numbers 12 and 16.
That was Exodus 34, 7.
Exodus 34 and 16. Get Numbers 12 and 16. To the third or fourth generation, right? Because when you die, guess what? Your spirit leaves your body, and it goes back up to rest with the Heavenly Father. Until every third or fourth generation, guess what? You come back down into this physical body. You reincarnate in the flesh, and you play out that judgment, right? So no one is being acquitted. Just like the master, so-called Edomite, he died on the plantation. He died of old age, and he passed all of his wealth to his children, right? Who are accessories according to his law system to this day, right? So how would that master be judged? Through his system, through his children who are him, through the process of regeneration that is written up in the scripture, right? No one gets away. Hey, come. You can bring this out in Numbers 12 and 16. Hey, that's the spirit though. Because 16 to 18, that could take a long time. We found it pretty quick. Numbers 14 to 18, Tawana.
This Numbers chapter 14, verse 18.
Come.
The Lord Yahweh is long-suffering
Long-suffering.
and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
That doesn't let you know that the Bible doesn't contradict itself, and the prophets, they all were in unison, right? Like it says in 1 Corinthians 1 and 10, let it be no division among you. Amos 3 and 3, right? Can two walk together except they be agreed? So the Bible doesn't contradict itself, right? A lot of the New Testament prophets spoke of the Old Testament prophets, right? They quoted one another. You could go through a lot of scenarios within these scriptures where it's like you're reading the same thing. Because one prophet, guess what? He was in perfect agreement with the word and the testimonies of the prophet that came before him, right? What you got? You get on 5 and 7. Hey, so that's beautiful. So the Most High will not acquit the wicked, right? We had to come back to serve a judgment, and that's the same thing that's going to be in the cup of so-called Esau Edom. They're going to have to drink in that cup with double, right? This way we went into captivity, we had to be servants, we had to be beasts of burden. Guess what? In the kingdom that's to come, they're going to be calling us out of warm in the kingdom, right? They're going to have to right? They're going to have everlasting shame until we choose to ethnically cleanse, euthanize them off the face of the planet, right? You can bring this up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Keep therefore and do them. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord, Yahweh, my power, commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
That's right. Because the Heavenly Father set us as rulers over the planet. And the instruction that he gave us was wherever we go, that he establishes us to rule, that we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? Go ahead,
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So, in the sight of the nations will be our wisdom and our understanding, what will give us success in keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? So, just like it's written in Matthew, if the salt loses its savor, it's good for nothing. Right? Our people are supposed to be that perfection of beauty. That's written up in Lamentations 4:15. You can bring this out.
It's Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by their hands, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head, and the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the people that man called the perfection of beauty?
Is this the people that the Lord calls the perfection of beauty? Right? It said, all they that see us will hiss and wag their hand, make mockery of us. Right? It's so bad here in Atlanta, during the Olympics and during this recent Super Bowl, what they do so that the homelessness and the Jake that are oppressed and at the bottom won't be a smudge on the city, they usually lock them all up. Just like during the Olympics, they literally rounded them up and took them counties away, right? Just like during the Super Bowl. Because, like I said, the scripture said that they wag and they hiss, but it's not so bad that they don't even want to see us. It's like it's written in Wisdom of Solomon 5, we're grievous to behold. They don't even want to see us, right? So forget like them wagging their hands. Is this the perfection of beauty, right? Is this the Lord's people? Is this his holy jewels? Is this the salt of the earth, right? Bring this out one more time. Oh, Lamentations 2:15. Okay, so you can bring this out.
It's Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that man called the perfection of beauty?
The city, Jerusalem, people before a place. Yasha'Allah, is this the people called the perfection of beauty? Go ahead,
the joy of the whole earth.
The joy of the whole earth, right? Because even in our lower state, we still some motherfuckers that are highly influential in the earth, right? A lot of heathens, even though they hate us, they children. They love us, they're influenced by us. Even in our lower state, they can't stop listening to our music. They always want to exploit our talents, our gifts, our skills and abilities. Why? Because guess what? We're the Lord's people, right? We are the perfection of beauty. I'll bring this out real quick.
This is St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost the savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Uh-huh.
It is thenceforth good for nothing.
Scriptures call them what? Good for nothing. Bring it out one more time.
St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
Uh-huh.
But if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
Uh-huh.
It is thenceforth.
And that's who the Lord's people are. We give this place rhythm. We give this place flavor, because that's what salt does. You ever tried eating a certain like rice or grits, or you gotta say grits in the South.
I noticed too, Esau, he don't put a lot of salt and seasoning in his food, because he ain't got no damn salt.
That's spiritual. In a Jake, I don't care if it's a Hispanic, I don't care if it's any tribe. No matter what they cook, it's like they put their foot in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we even cook with soul. They even call it soul food. You talking about that soulless food?
Chicken with no season on it.
Oh man!
Throw it in the oven.
Look, they don't even put it in flour. They just drop it in the grease. That's Esau. He's bland. Look at the Edomite, Shedemite bitch. She don't have no curves. She don't have nothing about her that says peculiar or special or strange. Because we are called a peculiar people, a royal priesthood. You know what I mean? Because among Israel, you have the boldest features. We're the former of all things, so you can see all nations represented within this tribe, because we influence the whole earth. Truthfully, if you understood how much conquest we were doing, right, we spread our seed everywhere. So if you look in Korea, Japan, and you see a goop spin around on his head, that's probably confusion to face Jake. You see what I mean? So no matter, even over there, you might not see anybody that's, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, cappuccino, mocha. You're not using black. You might find someone that's heavily melanated. You might not find someone that's heavily melanated. But the Israelites are scattered across every land, pursuant to 1 Corinthians 12 chapter. Right? And that's, the brother read in Amos 9:9, that's sifting that's going to take place. So wherever the Israelites are, guess what? Those curses are on them, but their spirit bears witness, like it says in Romans 8:16, that they're Israelites. They're very salty.
That dude just eats a flavor every week.
Right.
I mean, some people would think that's a Jake. If he was in the camp, people would be surprised. But
right.
Hey, he's not a Jake, man. That's an Amalekite.
Oh yeah, that's Amalek all day. Because it's something called cultural appropriation, where you have a lot of wiggers, where you have people of a dominant society follow the ways of people of the oppressed people. So our music, you have the dominant society have, an affinity to wear our clothes and things, and it's called cultural appropriation. Go ahead.
I seen this Korean dude get an afro, like got his hair twisted, then they picked it out and it was like real kinky and curly, and that's what they do out there. He had a tip fade and all. I was like,
Hey, but that was probably a thing. We don't judge according to the outward appearance. It's all about the spirit. You know what I mean? But in all nations, we're represented. We are the global majority. They call us minorities because that's how Esau keeps on minding that dead state with his witchcraft, with his wordplay, the spelling, right? That's how you cast spells. You can make somebody feel weak if you can get them to follow your terminologies and your definitions of something. I'm black. That's what he gave to us. You know what I mean? Minority. That's what he gave to us. When we're the global majority, we as the sands of the sea that can't be numbered.
That's right.
Right? You can't do a census on the Israelites, right? And that's what Esau, that's what he knows. He's the global minority with a worldwide negative birth rate. It's more of them dying than being born. You see that? So guess what? If they left us alone and they totally gave us 3 states like we talking right now with reparations, right? They would die off. Why? Because they cannot sustain a positive birth rate. Right? You'll see less and less and less of curse from the earth, like Cain. Right? Going back to Cain. You know what I mean?
The so-called white man, the devil, he got it for a short time. I mean, that's why he's doing everything in his power. I mean, hey man, they know they losing, man. They 2-time losing.
Hey, make America great again. And then you have Israelites. It was sickening to see these Negroes up in the White House on Thursday. right? Trump, he gave those college football players burgers and tacos and stuff. You should have gave them niggas nothing but straight chitlins. I would have had a buffet line of chitlins and watermelon at the end. It's a Mad Dog 2020 Thunderbird. I would have disrespected them niggas, right? And what are they trying to do? Hold America up. They standing in the lobby of, or in the, what you call, they're sitting in the middle of this reception with Make America Great Again hats on, telling Trump to build a wall. Trump knows that this corporation is finished, but you got some niggas, right? Get Psalms 49:11. You can bring this out.
No. This Revelations chapter 12, verse 12.
Come.
Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
But who?
But the devil has come down to you, having great wrath.
And this is not some mythological creature coming up out of the ground that's going to be coming down on y'all. This is the living, breathing, walking, talking, physical manifestation of the spiritual demon Satan. Esau, Edom, chiefly, right? Because 2/3 of our people are of their father, the devil. And you're doing your father's lust. You're in complete agreement with your father, right? But this devil, right, this man that's written up in the scriptures, right? Get Revelation 2:10. It's saying he's going to come down with great wrath because he knows that he has a short time. Like any little bitch-ass child, right? If their time to play is up and it's another child's turn to play, guess what? They want to take the ball that they brought because their time is up. So they could give a damn about the next people that are set up to rule. Get 2nd Ezra 67. Oh, you can bring this out. Revelation 2:10. So the Bible says the devil is a man, right? And chiefly the white man. That's why we say that this is the devil, because devil simply comes from the Latin word diablos, which means deceiver, right? This image right here is a deception. Revelation 1:3 gives a clear description of what our Lord and Savior looks like. A so-called black man with skin like brass that's been burned in the oven, right? But the God of this world, the so-called white man, the devil,
that's right.
This is who our people venerate, is the hunk of the earth, righteousness. They call him white, which means clean and pure, right? This is who's gonna roll on them. This is who's gonna come down having great wrath. Somebody with blue, green eyes, right? Somebody probably in this very same image. I hope he has long hair, like coming down to his shoulder, right? Because guess what? Then people will treat him like they treated King right? They saw this goddamn Edomite Peckerwood coming to their church, and they greeted him in with open arms, right? Come, bring it out.
This Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. Come. And there went out another horse that was red.
That's right.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
That's the revised Roman Empire, Esau, Edom, right? When we talk about that beast that rides that whore, right? That's the revised Roman Empire, right? The EU, NATO, right? That represents that red beast that's going to come and take the peace away from the earth. That's going to come down with great wrath. So-called Esau, Edom, right? In the scriptures, Esau is, I know it's not Genesis 27, where it says Esau. Yeah, well, I know Genesis 25 and 25. It's another. Edom is Esau.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's Genesis 36. I think that's it. Right? So
Esau, Edom, red.
That's right. When you're dealing with the Rothschilds, right? That means red shield, right? So, or then when you're dealing with criminal, that means crimson, which is red, right? That's why they want to hide the fact that they are the red people in the earth that are written up in the scriptures, because they already know that they have a nasty, filthy track record in the earth. Not only that, but the scriptures condemn them flat out and outright. So that's why Esau is doing everything they can, right? And at the last, they're going to try to cling on to the house of Israel, right? They're going to pull out John 3:16. They're going to pull out John 3:16 to avoid their judgment. You know what I mean?
This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10.
suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Oh, we're talking about the devil again. The same devil that's going to come down with great wrath, right? We're not talking about a mythological entity, a spiritual deity. We're talking about somebody that's going to come down, right? We're talking about somebody that's going to grab people and throw them in the prison. That's right. Bring it out again,
Huh. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's right. You know, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, before they went into that fiery furnace, you can only imagine what they were having to deal with in their spirit. But they remained faithful, just like the Magdalene woman, right? That judgment actually carried out on her and her son, right? But just like it says in Revelations 2 and 10, be thou faithful unto death, right? Because we understand that this flesh is not the end. There's something that's eternal that dwells within us that the white man cannot touch, he cannot affect or influence, right? Because you have a father of spirits, right? He can't destroy something that he didn't create. Even the so-called white man, he was created for the day of evil.
That's
right? He was created to do what? To rule over us with that rod of iron, right? It was the pattern that the Most High used to be the whooping stick, that belt, right? The Most High, he sits on his throne. He's not going to come down here and do a damn thing, but he will use his creatures to carry out his will, right? Like it said, there be spirits created in Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits created for vengeance, right? The teeth of beast. It don't matter. That spirit was created by that entity, right? So you cannot destroy that spirit, right? And that's what made us such great warriors in past times. We had proper understanding of death, right? Because when you come into the truth, you get a whole new understanding of death. When we were in the world, we were thinking, the devil. But then you come into the truth and you realize the devil is in complete subjection and in complete order. He's not out of line. Right? He's doing what he's supposed to do. Right. But when we get out of line, that's when that paper gets on the Most High desk and he stepping. It's like what Job said, do anything to him but what? Kill him. So that lets you know that there's a father of even our spirits.
Just to back up what you're saying, also in that chapter in Job, Job 1 and 2, it says the sons came to present themselves before the Most High. And Satan also came to present himself. Then you know that Satan is the son of the Most High.
Hey, that's right. And it lets you know that a false balance is the abominations. Satan is ever present. We in captivity, they say they presented themselves to the Most High, Satan so on a park bench. He's dropping here and every damn thing. Right? That's what the 2/3 say when we kid them with these scriptures. Even Satan knows the scriptures. What would that got to do with you? But they won't want to take it from us. But that's just the balance. That's the understanding. In this valley and shadow of death, the Most High, he said he's always going to be with you. But the conditions of the battle is, guess what? We're always going to have wickedness. We're going to have negativity. That's always with us, right? And that's where the refining comes in, right? That's where 2nd Ezra 67 comes in. Or go ahead with 67. You can hold 2nd Ezra 7.
This 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or what, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
That new aeon. We're talking about that age. Because we know the word written up in John 3:16, right? If you want to cut anybody with that John 3:16 mess, just get John 17 and 9 and Hebrews 1 and 2, right? Hey, you hitting them with the flurry of combos, right? But that's the cosmos that was written of in John 3:16. That's a world, a separate society. And also a world like the New World Order is an age. That word aeon in the Greek. And that's what's being written of. What's the departing? Bring something one time.
In 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?
That's right, because the elite through their New World Order, they plan on chipping a great amount of people. You pass me that RFID sign. Edify on this, I got you, man. Right? Because Esau, his age, his New World Order, he thinks it's going to be him chipping the whole population of people with the RFID microchip written up in Revelation 13 and 16, right? Going into a cashless society, right? That's the New World Order of the new age that Esau is planning to come in and establish supremacy on the earth, right? But 2nd Ezra 6 and 7, this talks about the age that's coming in. Like Zabak and them, they say we got next. Because we know the next rulers of the planet, right? That next aeon, the next rulership is going to be the Israelites. It's going to be a non-stop, continuous rulership in righteousness, right? You bring this down one more time.
Esau called it the divided kingdom.
That's right. And we know a house that's divided cannot stand.
Yeah, God. This 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 7.
Huh.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's right. And Jacob grabbing Esau's heel was symbolic of him taking that birthright from him, taking that blessing from him, and taking him out of rulership. Right? So, from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob, guess what? That kingdom that's going to be established